Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a question lots of us think about.
Hmm.
How do you actually earn more money in less time? We've gone through the stack of articles and notes you sent over on this,
Yeah.
and we're going to unpack the most valuable bits.
That's right. And our mission for you in this deep dive really is to cut through all that noise. We want to highlight the strategic approaches that genuinely work, not just the quick fixes. We've sort of identified three main pathways here, everything from using your specific skills right through to building long-term income streams.
Okay, great. So let's dive into that first big finding from your sources, this idea of high-income skills and freelancing. The core concept here, it seems, is about getting that flexibility, setting your own rates, choosing projects, which can seriously boost how much you earn per hour, right?
Exactly. And what's really interesting is just how many different skills popped up in the materials you shared. Think about digital marketing. That covers quite a bit. SEO, search engine optimization, paid ads, or web and software development, even the newer stuff like AI, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. Then you've got things like specialized copywriting, graphic design, video editing is big now, data analysis, project management, business consulting, even online tutoring came up. And surprisingly, your sources suggested that, yeah, technical skills are valuable, but what often made the top earners stand out, it was combining that technical skill with really strong communication or project management abilities.
Right, that makes sense. So for you listening, if you're thinking about getting started here, the research we looked at kept mentioning building a solid portfolio, actually showing your work, and using those freelance platforms, Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn, TopTal were mentioned. And crucially, specializing. Finding that niche seems key to getting higher rates. Did the sources give much on how to find a good niche, say within digital marketing, or was it more general?
That's a good question. And yes, they did touch on it. It was often about spotting unmet needs, or maybe combining skills in a new way. Like the example given was a graphic designer who also really understood e-commerce user experience. They often earned more than someone just focused on looks. It's really about finding where your skills meet what the market actually needs.
Okay, but, well, what if you need money more quickly? Like now, without maybe the time to build up a whole new skill set or a freelance business? Your sources also covered these immediate sort of short-term opportunities, things that can give you a quick financial boost.
Yeah, exactly. These aren't usually about building a career, but they can provide that rapid injection of cash. Things like selling secondhand items online, Facebook Marketplace, other apps. Pretty straightforward. An interesting point was how often things like online surveys or user testing small amounts, right, were actually used as seed money for bigger things later on, not just pocket change.
Ah,
And then, if you have the assets, delivery services or ride-sharing apps are an option. Even renting out stuff you already own, a spare room, your car, maybe even just a parking spot, monetizing unused things.
right. Then we get to the one that, let's be honest, captures a lot of people's imagination. Passive income. This idea of putting in work up front, or maybe an investment, to get income flowing long-term, often while you're focused elsewhere.
And this really branches into two main buckets based on your sources. First, you've got investments. So dividends, stocks, real estate rentals. REITs came up, those real estate investment trusts, lets you invest in property without buying the whole building, basically. And even, safer things like fixed deposits, recurring deposits, term deposits offering predictable, if lower, returns. Mutual ones too. Peer-to-peer lending was also mentioned, P2P, but with a clear warning about higher risk.
Okay. Higher risk there.
And the sources were quick to point out that passive doesn't mean zero effort. That was a key theme. There's usually a significant upfront investment of time or money that people sometimes underestimate. That's what makes the long-term income possible.
That's a really important point. And the second bucket, digital products.
Exactly. Creating online courses, Udemy was mentioned, writing an ebook, selling stock photos or videos. Affiliate marketing came up quite a bit. Or monetizing a blog or YouTube channel with ads, sponsorships. And dropshipping was another one, that model of running an online store, but without actually holding the inventory yourself.
Lots of options there.
Which, yeah, leads to the big question. How do you figure out the best approach? Your sources highlighted some key things to think about, like what are your specific skills? What's your niche? How much time can you really commit? What's your comfort level with risk, especially for investments? And, is there actually market demand? Plus, don't forget the legal stuff and taxes.
So wrapping this up, what does it all mean for you? I mean, it's pretty clear there's no single magic bullet, right? It's more like a spectrum of possibilities, each with its own pros and cons.
Absolutely. Ultimately, the best way for you to earn more money in less time. It's deeply personal. It really depends on your skills, what resources you have, your appetite for risk, and the time you're genuinely willing to put in. Maybe the first thing to think about is, what resources or assets do you already have that you're maybe not fully utilizing right now? That could be a good starting point.